Okay, I didn't want to make this video at all, but I have to. This is just to tell you guys my opinions and what I think. So let's jump right into it. But the deal is, it's just there's this thing called the COPPA law, the COPPA law, and it's just basically about you being family friendly. But however, this basically shows that you're forced to be this way. So here's the deal. If you're not abiding by this law, you will be this I heard like a bunch of stuff. Like I heard you won't pop up in search boxes, or you can't, like, it won't be recommended to any channels or anything like that. So why is this such a bad thing? It's a bad thing because you're stopping freedom of content creation. And what I mean by that is, because you won't be getting things like ad revenue and things like that, content creators have to be forced to make such family friendly content. And here's the deal: we make content based off of the things we grew up on or like, or things like that. So let's say Sonic. Sonic is a video game. Sonic is a game made for everyone. Keyword E. E for everyone. So the deal is that you can use some of these things, but you're doing things like cussing, or using even things such as certain types of editing, like cutting and pasting and things like that, and doing things like let's plays or reviews and things like that. You can't do it because kids. Now, why is this such a big deal again? Parents. I feel like this is the parents' fault. I feel like this is a lot of adults' fault, because because we have adults who want to do things that interest them, that makes them enjoy them, and they get paid for doing it, right? But you have these adults who have children who you let get on YouTube. And here's the deal: YouTube recommends on what you should watch, or they suggest what you should watch. Now, depending on your suggestions, depending on what you watch, that's what's going to pop up. Now, the problem is that no matter what, there's always going to be a mishap on a pop-up. What is this mishap? An inappropriate video. Is because it's a child. So what does this mean? The child is probably going to click on it, especially if the thumbnail looks interesting, or if the title looks interesting. And then you hear cussing, or all types of funny things, or inappropriate stuff. Why is this such a big deal? Because it's not our fault. You cannot blame us. I'm sorry, I'm yawning, my bad, but you cannot blame content creators for this type of thing. It's not okay. It really isn't. You can only blame the adults who are letting their kids get on YouTube and watch anything. YouTube even tried to do their best to prevent this. There's an app called YouTube Kids. And if it's for kids, then you can deal with it. You can watch it. If it's for kids, you can watch it. Only kids are allowed to watch it. I've seen the app. It's on the App Store right now. But maybe it's not on other platforms. Or maybe there's not a setting on YouTube that directs it immediately to kids. Or maybe parents aren't making kids accounts on YouTube, so that way they could probably get on YouTube and it'll direct to a kid's account, exactly like how Netflix does. It's not our fault. It's because parents aren't keeping track of what kids are doing. Like, they're not keeping track of what kids are watching. The same thing happens on TV, you know. How else do kids learn cuss words? There are TV channels, especially if you have movie channels, which have uncensored stuff. You can't go wrong. It's like, you can't go wrong where you can't learn some cuss words from a movie channel, because you're gonna click on something, and then you're gonna see things you aren't supposed to see, or you're gonna hear things you aren't supposed to hear. That's what happens to kids. This happens to a lot of kids. Now the government, YouTube, by the way, YouTube is not the problem with this. This is the government. This is a law. This is a full-fledged law. So, give me a minute. So, because of this, kids aren't going to be able to do a bunch of stuff. We've had similar problems in the past, but like, come on. And I didn't mean to say kids aren't going to be able to do a bunch of stuff, but content creators aren't going to be able to do a bunch of stuff. I'm not going to be able to do a bunch of stuff. Cub Scouts maybe, Markiplier. They have big followings. People have big followings. What would happen to them? What would happen to them if these videos aren't made? What would happen to people like Kid Icarus, or a bunch of people like Dashie, or the Spirit Hunter, or Ink Ribbon, or all these different people? What would happen? And this isn't just happening to YouTube people. This is happening to all types of content creators, artists, animators, all that stuff. It's not so. You have things like anime, you know, where you think it's for kids. It's not. It really isn't. So because adults want to be ignorant and not take more charge within what their kids are doing or watching or anything, adults have to suffer for it now. So you think the problems are adults. The problem are adults, but you have to understand it's not you're doing the problem, you're solving the problem completely wrong. You're putting people in trivial, not danger, but you're putting them through stress and harm by doing this. You're gonna put us on the streets again by doing this, if we're gonna be precise. So I don't know how or what this government is going to do about this law, but I really hope that this law does not happen. I pray that this law does not happen, because if anything, this is a law that isn't right. And it's not fair, because we have content creators who do many things, and they're just pushing out entertainment. If you're gonna do this to people like us on the internet, you have to do it to the rest of the world. But that's not fair either, because there are people with visions and who have better stories. These things that happen are supposed to be targeted towards other audiences, and that's what happens. If it's targeted to one audience, how does a child audience get in? It's because the child audience found it. But alas, whose fault is it? The adults, because they wasn't paying attention to what the kids were watching. Cable boxes should have limits to channels. Like, kids should only have channels that are limited to what a kid can watch for their cable box. That's how their cable box should be set up. Their YouTube should be set up to only a kid's YouTube channel should be set up to YouTube Kids until they turn of age, where the parents acceptingly allow their kids to watch whatever they want. And we understand it's not fair because you're controlling somebody's life. But if the adult says that it's not so, then it's not so. You're just gonna have to follow the rules. That's all you're gonna have to deal with. So yeah, that's my opinion on this COPPA crap. I'm sorry for all the stuttering and all that crap, but it's just, this is really upsetting because you're putting a lot of content creators in just harm's way because of this. So yeah, the government, if you're watching this, or if anybody's watching this, like, if anybody's watching this, send this to, I don't know, the government or something. Send this to YouTube, to anybody, and make sure this video spreads. Do something, okay? But please, help keep this, like, help stop this law. I'm gonna put a link in the description for something you can put, like, it's like a website. I'm gonna put a link in the description so you can comment on this law, so that way you can help and have your voice heard about this. So I'll put a website in the description. But till then, please, like, make sure you try to get your voices heard about this law, because this is really bad. This is really, 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 really bad. Thank you all for watching, and sorry that I uploaded such a drastically, not long, but kind of a just some video that's kind of more of me ranting about something and downer tone video. I promise I'll have another better video in the future. But last, just please help stop this law, please. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.